Ride and Dine. That's the name of a 4-hour culinary bus tour being offered later this month. On Saturday, February 22nd, people will sample authentic Black cuisine from at least 3 different local restaurants while enjoying a guided tour by Black historian Irene Moore-Davis. For more, we're joined by the event organizer, Ryan T. Richardson. Good morning.
Good morning, and happy Black History Month.
Thank you very much. Well, what inspired you to create the Ride and Dine culinary bus tour?
You know, it's interesting. A year ago, this was just an idea I had in my head, and I was encouraged. I'm part of the Swoben Black Entrepreneur Network in the area, and I was told about the Spark grant that was coming out from Tourism Innovation Lab. So I submitted and I pitched my idea. It was only in my head, but I pitched my idea to their panel, and I got a grant to be able to start and launch We Ride and Dine, and that was the beginning of it. And so now we are doing an event on the 22nd, Saturday, from 11 to 3, and we're going to do a really cool coach bus tour with a museum tour, delicious food. It's going to be a lot of fun. We want to celebrate Windsor's role in the Underground Railroad and the Civil Rights Movement. How
did you select the local restaurants that would be featured on the tour?
It's unbelievable how many restaurants started in the last couple of years. We have Stelli's that's opened up in the last several years. We have Zuli Eats that just celebrated their 3rd anniversary. And then, of course, we got the long-running Mamo Burger, one of the longest-running Black-owned restaurants in Windsor. And there are a lot more that we could choose from, and our tours may change up and may have different people, but those are the ones that we're going to go visit on the 22nd.
So everyone on the bus gets to try food at 3 different places, is that right?
Exactly. 3 different cuisines. Get a taste of what Black-owned restaurants offer in this area. We are rich in so many things, rich in culture, rich in its food choices, and we're going to stop by the monuments in town, the Underground Railroad and the Civil Rights Movement. But it's cool. We're going to start at Art Windsor Essex because North is Freedom is the exhibit that's on right now that really highlights descendants of the Underground Railroad, among other things. So we're very excited about that.
Most of our listeners are familiar with Irene Moore-Davis, but can you tell us about her and what she's bringing to this tour?
Oh, my goodness. We did a tour in October, and she was our guide, and she was absolutely amazing. I've known Irene since university, and she's the president of the Essex County Black Historical Research Society. She's also the co-host of All Right in Sin City podcast. And what she brings to the table is just this wealth of knowledge and her understanding and deep research that she's done on the history of Black society and Black culture in Windsor. And we couldn't do this tour without her. She's absolutely amazing. And it's going to be a unique voice that she's going to bring to explain the significance of the monuments and significance of the murals and the significance of Jackson Park. My goodness, that Jackson Park was a place where Martin Luther King spoke, where Eleanor Roosevelt, where Jesse Owens spoke, and she can bring all that historical context into what we're doing with our tour.
Who do you hope comes out to this?
Everybody. Black history is everybody's history. It's important to tell the stories. I mean, I started a podcast a couple of years ago because it was important to tell the stories of the people around you, tell the stories of what happened at the Jackson Park bandshell. We have a group that's called SaveTheBandshell.com to talk about Jackson Park. But there's so many different ways that we can share these stories so that they continue on from generation to generation. I was in an amazing kickoff of Black History Month on Friday, and there was so much young talent that came out of it. There was so many great stories that came out of it. The goal is just to keep telling these stories. There's so many great Black-owned restaurants and businesses in this area, and we would just want to highlight them and let people know what's in their backyard.
How many people can fit on the bus?
We can put up to 50 people on the bus, so it is a limited space. We're not quite close, but there's room for more right now for sure. There's still a couple weeks, but I would recommend people get their tickets as soon as possible. They would go to WeRideAndDine.com, and you can reserve your tickets. We're also on Eventbrite as well.
Black History Month obviously runs for the whole month. What other events do you have planned?
This is the main event for us. There's actually, if you go to the Amherstburg Freedom Museum site, there is a whole calendar of events for people to find out what's happening in this area throughout the month of February. So there are a lot of different events that are happening. But like I said, that's the best place to go, is to go to the Amherstburg Freedom Museum site, and you can actually download a list of all the things that are happening.
What do you hope you take away from this month?
Educating people. Like I said, when I talk to people about a place like Jackson Park, most people don't know the history. They don't know the luminaries, the great people that spoke there, the tens of thousands of people that came during Emancipation celebration back in the day. We want to see that happen again, for sure. So that's, if anything, it's just to increase the knowledge, to make people aware, and to continue to perpetuate the culture, to continue to perpetuate Black culture in Windsor and Essex County, and to really show how important we were and significant we were in the Underground Railroad and the Civil Rights Movement. Out of this, we're doing a TV show, which is kind of cool, a streaming show on Bell 5 in the fall called We Ride and Dine. So things are really picking up.
That's cool. What's that going to look like?
We're going to highlight a different restaurant in every episode. We're going to talk to the patrons. We're going to visit the historical monuments in Windsor and Essex County, and we're going to get a guided tour. We're going to take our bus tour and make it into a streaming TV show.
That's awesome. Ryan, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, and happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. That's Ryan T. Richardson. He's the organizer of Ride and Dine, a Windsor Black History culinary bus tour. Now, it's happening Saturday, February 22nd. It runs from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. He said tickets are still available. They cost $100. You can find out more details if you go to gotellsomeone.com.